you, Dr. Jerry. And like Dr. Jerry said, I've been involved with Pet Club now 8 years, and it has by far been one of the best decisions that I've ever said yes to. I'm so, so grateful what God has been doing through this company. And, Pet Club 24/7 has always been more about building a community, really, than about building a company. And it's just about being a voice for those that don't have one. And being a part of the restoration of creation, using what God has given us that's abundantly growing out in nature and giving people and animals access to it and allowing things to work the way they were intelligently designed to work. So the work that we're doing is really powerful, and the good news that we're spreading is really changing a lot of lives. And Diana is one of those lives. She is such a dear, dear friend of ours. Her and her husband Dale are some of our best friends in the whole world. And her story, I thank God every single day for being there with an answer, that we had an answer for her. And she's going to share with you a little bit about it, but she's just an incredible human being. She's an incredible leader. She's a servant leader. She will do anything to help within her power. And I think that's one thing that I'm most grateful is the type of people that we're attracting with this Pet Club 24/7 community. Is we're just attracting next level people, very high level, very contribution focused, more focused on what we can give to others, what we can give to the world, than what we can get out of it. And so it has just been such a beautiful community of people that are wanting to do as much as we can in service. And Diana really has a heart that represents that. So thank you, Diana, for taking the time to jump on and share your story with everybody.
Thank you, Kristen. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. And I am in the back there somewhere. There we go. Okay. Wow. Kristen, thank you so much. And, Kristen, you are the epitome of what leadership is. And you and Kurt have just done an amazing job at being our leaders, as well as a voice for those that don't have a voice. And Dr. Jerry, thank you so much for putting this together as you do. I'm going to share my story, but if it's okay, may I share a couple of other amazing testimonials, Dr. Jerry?
Please. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can see this, but this is Daphne. Daphne is a Great Dane, and Daphne is very sick. Look at her little ribs. Daphne came to us through an event that we did. I go around and anytime I can talk about animals, I talk about animals. I do a little talk about traveling with pets, and everybody kept saying, "Have you seen Daphne? Have you seen Daphne?" And I said, "No, I haven't seen Daphne. What's going on with Daphne?" Well, they brought Daphne over, and oh my gosh, Daphne had poop that was just running. We gave Daphne mush ponies because she's a big girl. And we gave her 2 every 4 hours, 5 days. We were at it like we were at a very big event. I start hearing everybody yelling my name, and something was going on with Daphne, way where Daphne was at. And I was so afraid that maybe Daphne had collapsed or something, because she was in pretty bad shape. And we went back, and Daphne had solid poop. And it's kind of a fun industry that we're in, that everybody was dancing and celebrating solid poop, right? And I've seen this so many times with people with horses and dogs that, that is a big sign. I want you to see a picture of Daphne 1 month later. Look at Daphne 1 month later.
Wow.
This is Daphne before. This is Daphne 1 month later. Daphne's been on our product now for 2 years and is doing fantastic. I'm going to read a couple quick ones, and then I'm going to tell you my story. We had a gentleman with stage 4B prostate cancer. His daughter contacted us and said, "I don't know what to do. I'm scared. He's not sleeping. He's in pain. He's shuffling when he walks, and I don't know what to do." And we started him on Coriolis versicolor mushroom. And, contrary to some people saying this is a cure, this is not a cure. This is not a treatment. It's very important that we all say that carefully. This is just support for the immune system. And I know, Dr. Jerry, you've been great about teaching that, but it is important that we say that. 4 weeks later, I got this message. Diana, my dad just called me. And since he's been taking the mushrooms, he can sleep now. He hadn't been able to sleep before. He can walk without shuffling, not sure what's going on there. And his pain is down, almost gone. He hasn't been tired at all. And now he wants to know how he can get between 20 and 100 bottles. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Thank you so much for telling us about this. Those kind of testimonials rock your world. And I always say, as a regional vice president with this company who's been involved with this company now for 7 years, this business has gone from my head to my heart. And I think that's so important for all of us, the difference that we're making. I'm going to give you another quick one. We had a little dog named Cooper. Cooper was in really bad shape. Cooper was having seizures. His back leg was shaking. Whenever he'd get up, he'd collapse. They were kind of at their wits' end. And we started Cooper on our special sauce. And this is the update that I just got on May 26th. From Liz. Good day to you. I just wanted to give you an update on Cooper. He's been on the mushrooms now for 4 weeks and he's doing great. He's eating, drinking, and going to the bathroom regularly. He's not back to 100% yet. He still wobbles a little when he gets up, but he's doing so well. It's awesome to see him come and greet me at the door when I come home from work. And it's even better to see him trying to play with his toys. He comes in to see me in my bedroom every morning now. He hadn't done that for a while. What an improvement. Thank you for introducing me to the special sauce. I'm believing that this, with much prayer, has been an answer to everything that we were worried about. Again, you get stuff like this and you can't. First of all, when we see results, we know what we have works. And with animals, you can't pretend. You know, it's not like people. Sometimes we can say, oh, I feel better. You know, there's a great scene in a movie where it's called The Birdcage, where the woman is not doing well. And she said, oh, I need one of my Perrin tablets. And in comes the maid with this tablet. And the owner, the husband's like, I can't believe you're giving her drugs. She goes, it's just an aspirin. I just scraped off the A and the S. But she believes the Perrin tablets are curing her. With humans, we can be talked into things sometimes. We can talk ourselves into things. With animals, you can't do that. When we can see results like this, like Daphne, like Cooper, it's overwhelming. I'm going to read 2 more, and then I'm going to tell you my story. I have a testimonial I would like to share with you about Enforce. Today, my friend and I went to see her son at the University Horse Barn. Any time previously that I went there, I began sneezing constantly and my chest tightened up as soon as I walked in that barn. I would be so miserable, I'd have to stay out in the parking lot. Today, I walked in and I didn't have any reaction at all. Not one sneeze, not one chest tightening. I felt great. I've been taking the Enforce now for 4 months. What a difference. Again, the person was taking Enforce for something else, and the body knew what to do, and the body and the immune system is so amazing that it went in and it repaired and it replenished and it rebuilt and fixed something that he really didn't even know he needed to have fixed, right? So really great. And then my last one before my story, Diana. This is from Janet. Janet had a dog that was 15 and a half, really having problems, and another one that was 13, also having problems. Great news, Diana. Smile face, smile face, smile face. Sophie's last blood test came back great. I'm still going to keep her on the super sauce, but because she is a senior, but I feel like now she is better. And Allie is also doing well. Please make sure that my order gets in this month, because I'm not sure if you want to talk to me more about her auto ship. The point is, irrefutable test results on this pup. This pup had liver enzymes that were in the 800s. And after 2 weeks, they went down into the 300s. And after about 4 weeks, they're perfect. So again, We know that this amazing Coriolus versicolor mushroom does so much for us. My story, and I'll keep it brief. I've been involved with this company for over 7 years. I had been sharing this product with people, with dogs. I have a very long history in the pet industry. I wasn't taking it myself, maybe a decision that I will always regret, but at the end of the day, it all worked out the way it should be. February 2020, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It was during pandemic. It was during the world lockdown. I was put in a line and told I had to wait for surgery. I had nothing in my toolbox except the Coriolus versicolor mushroom. I took 10 a day for the next 30 days. I prayed a lot. And then I got the call that I had been approved for surgery. I went in for my pre-op blood work. I came home. A few hours later, I got a call that the oncology department wanted to do a video conference with me immediately. A little bit scary to get that kind of a call, right? And there was my oncologist on screen with a big smile on his face. And he says, Diana, what are you doing? And I said, I think that was the most bizarre question in the world. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to stay alive. I'm packing a bag to go into the hospital. What do you mean, what am I doing? He said, you're in remission. Your numbers were off the charts. A healthy person with the colon cancer, your numbers should be 2.5. Yours were off the chart, but today they're 0.5. You are in remission. What are you doing? So I told him, he said to me, I know nothing about this. However, I want you to send me everything you have. We still need to operate. We still need to get this tumor out of you. And it kind of concerned me that this is a man of oncology, and he knew nothing about the Coriolus versicolor mushroom, which in Japan, this is actually an approved form of cancer treatment. It's considered a medicine. I went in for surgery. I came through like a champ. They felt I should do chemotherapy because I had an aggressive form of cancer. I read the 400 medical studies, not all of them, but I read a lot of studies from Sloan Kettering about how chemotherapy can be complemented by the Coriolus versicolor mushroom. And so therefore, I felt it would be a good match. I continued to take 10 a day. My numbers stayed at 0.5. I went through 6 months of chemotherapy. I did not throw up. I did not lose my hair. In all fairness, the drug I took only had a 50% chance of hair loss, but it had a 100% chance of hair thinning. Mine didn't thin. I had bad days, but most of my days I looked pretty doggone good. And people would say to me, you don't look like a chemotherapy patient. You don't have that pasty white, depleted look. When it was over with 6 months later, they put me through the entire gamut of testing, as they do. And my numbers actually were better than they were pre-cancer. My bone dex scan improved. And if any of you know anything about chemotherapy, it destroys your bone density. I was osteoporosis prior to this journey. After 1 year of surgery, of chemotherapy, continued on 10 a day, my bone density had improved. I was no longer osteoporosis. So here I am, 5 years and 2 months later. I am still considered cancer-free. I feel better than I have ever felt. I just celebrated 67 trips around the moon and the sun. And I feel really great about what has happened because of this. Again, it is not a cure. It is nothing more than support for the immune system, that if you are given the proper support, it is capable of doing everything. And as far as being an affiliate with this company, I've never had any program be so generous. I was retired when I saw this opportunity. I wasn't looking for anything. I think God has a strange sense of humor and put this in front of me for a lot of reasons, but one was for my own health, and also to get out there and be a voice, because that's what we need to do. We need to shout this from the rooftop and help others as they go through their journey with their animals or with themselves. As a retired person, I had a budget, I had a nest egg, and we knew what we could live on for the next however many years we're here. But because of this generous rewards program, we haven't touched our retirement for the past 3 years. we have been able to do things we couldn't have imagined doing, remodeling our house. I had the air conditioning company out the other day because my air conditioner was doing some weird things, and I live in the desert. And when they told me that my air conditioner was going to be $15,000, I didn't panic and fall over, because I knew with this affiliate program that I have been blessed enough that I can take care of that. So, for all of you that are on this amazing call with Dr. Jerry, he has put together such an incredible team of people. He's a good leader, and we're excited for all of you and what this journey might be for all of you. So that's my story, Dr. Jerry.
Great story, Diana. Thank you so much.